PSA is killing it. Doo-dah, doo-dah. PSA is killing it, but their customer service still sucks. All right. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Retro Hoop Collectibles. You heard me right. PSA is killing it, but their customer service still sucks. So, another update video on PSA's progress as they work through this mountain of backlog that they have. A couple of things before we get started. If you have not watched the first video, in which I am going through in detail the logic behind all of everything that you're going to see on the spreadsheets, I'll link it in the description. I'll link it up in the top in the card. Check that out before you watch this, because this is just going to be an update. There's not going to be any logic behind it. Watch that video, because in that video I take the time to go through each and every assumption that I had to make and each and every piece of information, what it means, where I got it from, and what my logic was. So we'll get into that, or you can get into that, watch that video, and then come back and watch this video, and then watch any other subsequent updates if you want to. What else? Any housekeeping stuff? No, let's get into it. So let's start off with CTDs. Yeah, I mean, you guys let me know. I'm gonna throw up maybe like a voting or something. I mean, do we continue to do these? Do we not? I mean, I think we all know they're just complete dog poop at this moment. No change on anything. I mean, I would like to say that there's something that I can pop up, but no, there's nothing. Economy is still 14th of September. Reholders are the same. Collector Club vouchers are the same. Value Modern is the same. I mean, there's like a 3-day difference, but you're talking about a 7-day difference here, calendar-wise. So everything else is the same. TCG is the same. Value Vintage is the same. Modern is the same. Everything's the same. Walkthroughs continue to improve, but yeah, I mean, shit, you're paying thousands of dollars, so I would imagine so. So, that being said, let's get into the piece de resistance. Check out that number there. 142,000 cards that they did. They killed it. I was anticipating a bit of a dip, and I was anticipating getting to these levels probably next week or the week after. But they did 142,000 cards, and I was honestly expecting it to dip because of the Memorial Day weekend. It seems like that didn't even affect them at all. Now, I pulled this Sunday, so okay, it may affect them. I pulled it yesterday, Monday, on the 31st. So it may affect them for next week's numbers. We'll see. But I hear my kids. Anyway, so they did a great job. They absolutely put out the best month, with the exception of the big 164,000 month that they did. They put out the best month since then, since I've been doing this, by a long shot, by almost 10,000 here, almost 20,000 cards here. So it seems like they got, a pretty good capacity increase. So I may have to reevaluate these numbers here. I'm going to leave them as is in the meantime, and I'm definitely going to leave this 135,000 here, just because I think that the Monday that everybody was off is really gonna hurt some people, or really gonna hurt their volume. I could be wrong though, man. I mean, they keep increasing week over week. So some of the big hitters, obviously basketball is the big one, where they got some big increases on basketball. I mean, they're just cranking out basketball like crazy. And then baseball, obviously the big one. Football is soccer is the next. Is it soccer or TCG? TCG is the next biggest one. You guys hear my kids over there? I'm playing daddy daycare today. So those are your big ones there. But I wanted to add this column here, which is WOW, the WOW percentage. Week over week percentage increase or decrease. And check out, they did a bunch of packs. Almost 73% more packs than the previous week. So this week over week percentage, what it is the difference between the 24th and the 31st compared to the difference between the 17th and the 24th. So the volume, right? How much volume did they put out? And they increased. So here's your volume increases. I mean, I can do just like a really basic one here, where I'm taking that week over week increase. That's not right. I did something wrong there. Anyway, just individually though, you know, a 4% increase doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're doing almost, you know, 50,000 cards, that's pretty big. You know, so they're cranking out cards like crazy. 4% increase here. They actually did a football coin. They did one football coin, so that's kind of cool. Hockey cards saw a pretty big increase, almost 40% this week. But the big one was packs, a big increase in packs that they saw, or in the output in terms of packs. Miscellaneous cards also about a 60% increase. These increases are good. There's a negative. Oh, golf cards went down about 20%, and soccer cards went down about 20%. But again, still, I mean, you're seeing some pretty decent increases on the big volume stuff. So 7% on baseball cards. That's huge. A 7% increase from last month or from last week. So that's pretty good. I mean, color me impressed. I think they're doing a great job. They absolutely killed it this week with 142,000. I was really expecting a bit of a lull, but no, not much. Now let's see, where does that put us in terms of? Let's see. Okay, hold on. Let's do this. We're gonna do this live because I forgot to do it. So the previous one was 10/17/2021 with 138 days needing to catch up. They only got 30 days left until the July 1st. So, let's see. Average this out. 24,000. So what does that leave us at? Dang, a nice little jump. Nice little jump. Now, that's based on a 4 million card backlog. This is based on a 6 million card backlog, and this is based on an 8 million card backlog, which we just added, and a 10 million card backlog. So we're still, worst case scenario, we're looking at June of next year. Probably the more probable scenario is one of these two here, either 6 million or 8 million. I'm probably leaning more somewhere in the middle. I may even add another one for 7 million in there just because it's not that hard to do. But I mean, still, if they had a 4-card backlog, then okay, we're still looking at October, early October. If they had a 6 million card backlog, we're still looking at the end of the year. A 8 million card backlog is still looking at March of next year, and then the biggest one, the 10 million card backlog, you're still looking at June of next year. But that's if they completely just use currently what they're offering in terms of services. But if we're going to continue to see these types of increases where they're doing 160, 130, 140, and possibly to my ultimate, which I think they're going to get to soon based on the week over week percentage increase, if they're going to get to 180,000, this is going to be insane. I mean, they're going to be able to run through, a lot of this pretty quickly. If they're able to do that. So, a couple of quick comments. I think somebody mentioned, this is based on, this daily output is based on a 5-day work week. Some people said, oh, well, they're working a lot more than that. They're working 7 days a week or whatever. I'm not too worried about that. This is, again, just all purely speculative in terms of what we're doing here. These dates don't mean anything. They're just speculation. They're just calculations. They're just dumb calculations. So, I mean, while I want to maintain some data integrity, I really want the data integrity to be maintained as I'm pulling the data and as I'm bringing it in. The rest of it is just assumptions. They're just my assumptions based on whatever calculations I decided to do. So I'm not really too worried about small little details, whether it's 6 versus 7 days or 5 days versus 7 days. 7-day work weeks. Some of my percentages here might be off. I don't know. They're just my assumptions. So again, if you haven't watched the first video and you're coming to this for the first time and you're saying, oh, well, this is not right, I don't think you have that date right or whatever, watch the first video, go through the logic, and then, maybe comment on that video and tell me what you think. But, yeah, man, PSA killed it. 142,000 cards between the 24th and the 31st. which is the second highest they've done since I've started doing this. I got to imagine that anytime between, anytime before, what was the thing here? Oh, okay, there was no previous one. Anyway, I got to imagine that between, before the 5th of April when I first started doing this, that they actually had a higher month than that. I don't imagine they would have needed any reason to, or maybe even had the capacity to have big weeks like this. So I got to imagine this is probably the biggest output that they've ever done in the history of PSA. This particular month here, or this particular week there, which was huge week. This one, again, very good week, second highest. So, hey man, there was a couple of things that I want to go over. You guys know I like to just do a quick little peruse of PSA's website. There was a thing here to do the customer request center. I saw that. Basically what it is they're saying that there's a whole new portal now in which you can, with label corrections, what they call mechanical errors, research requests, quality assurance requests. You can kind of filter it all through this new thing that they have, this new portal. The other one was the Gentleman acquisition. We already went over that. Now this one here kind of pissed me off a little bit. Initially, it pissed me off. And the reason why it pissed me off is because I'm like, wow, these guys are really giving out like specials. Like they're doing specials, like in the middle of all of this, they're still running specials. Like this is stupid. Like the majority of their capacity should be reserved for grading cards. Like, if you have this capacity of people that you can be utilizing to take care of your biggest backlog, you should be utilizing it for the biggest backlog that you have. You should not be utilizing that additional backlog or the additional capacity to bring in new services or to offer new specials or anything like that. So this is a little bit disheartening, but my frustration was curbed a little bit because all of these authentications for autographs, because the special is strictly for autographs. It's not for grading. It's strictly for autographs, and it's all going to be handled out of their New Jersey facility. So again, if you ask me, and if I had an additional facility with people in it, I would be utilizing those people for cards. But I obviously understand that a lot of those cards are not at New Jersey. They are in California. But I don't know. I would have thought of some way to route some of the new submissions, maybe these big high dollar, ones that people are still submitting at the $300 cost and all that other stuff. Submit all of that over to the New Jersey facility. And like right now, like really, why are you running specials? This is just another one of the things that really kind of pisses me off about PSA. It's like, I don't really think they care too much about being caught up in a timely fashion. When they do shit like this. And I don't know how long this special has been going on. I really don't know. It says until June 30th. So I got to imagine this is a relatively new thing that they just recently started doing. Unless I completely missed it. But again, why, right? Like why if you have all these extra people? And the other thing too is, obviously they're hiring card graders, but then the East Coast collectors, they were just, saying that, hey, you can bring in your stuff and get it authenticated, autograph authentications and stuff like that. But again, why? Like, if you have all these extra people and you have all this capacity, like, why aren't you using that additional capacity to attack the biggest problem that you have right now, which is cards? Why are you offering these new services? Like, it's the equivalent of your house burning down. And instead of putting out the fire with a real fire hose, you're trying to do it with a bucket. But then at the same time, instead of using people to bring more buckets, you're using those people to add an addition to your house while the house is burning. Like, it makes zero sense. These are just things that annoy the crap out of me, that PSA does, that I don't agree with. So anyway, that's that. I think that was the last thing that they had on their new website, on the front page of their site. But man, you know, in terms of output, I mean, they're killing it. They absolutely killed it this month or this week. So I'll leave you guys with that. Thank you so much for watching. Again, this update happens every week, Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I pull the data on Monday. I make this video on Tuesday, and it releases on Wednesday. If you would like to support the channel in some way, shape, or form, I have 2 affiliate links down below. One for my Amazon for my magnifying glass that you guys may have seen me use in some of the videos. It helps me out with checking out the condition of the cards and deciding whether or not I want to send them in for grading. And then the other is for cardhedger.com. If you sign up using my link, I get a portion of it. So yeah, those are 2 ways that you can support the channel. If you would be so inclined to do so, I appreciate everything you guys are doing. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about PSA's relatively large week of output. And let me know whether or not you think that Memorial Day, which was yesterday, is going to affect their numbers for next week. And then also let me know where you are in your submission. Has your submission moved at all during this time that we've been doing this? Is it stuck? Is it not stuck? Did you get it? Did you beat the complete through dates? If you did, let me know. I'm always interested to see that kind of stuff. That's it. Follow me on IG at Retro Hoops. Follow me on Facebook. I have a Facebook group that I did the link down below as well. Send me an email to say hi. I don't know. Love you guys. Peace.